Welcome back to NTV at 1. Now it's lunchtime somewhere and we're going to be getting into some nutrition bit of facts. Now in 2010, two researchers from McGill University's Food Science Department started NUTREAL, a farm that looks at enhancing foods to make it more nutritious. Now in 2018, they launched a nutrient-dense instant porridge flour, and this week they signed a 3-year deal that will see McGill University's Food Science Department improve its research and capacity building with NUTREAL. And it will work to develop NutriFish rich meals. Yes, fish. Now, after research showed that much maligned small fish such as the silverfish, some of you call it mukene, and other varieties are more nutritious than the larger species. NUTREAL is now working to develop various foods from fish like biscuits, soup, and tablets targeted for pregnant women, children under 5, and the elderly, those over 60 years, as well as the terminally ill who need such nutrients like calcium and vitamins. Initially, the small fish will be drawn from Lakes Victoria, Nabugabo, and Albert. To explain more, I am joined by Dr. Dorothy Nakimbugwe from Makerere University. Welcome to NTV at 1.
Thank you so much, Rita.
This sounds like you thinking outside the box. Biscuits, soup, all from fish?
Yes.
Why the innovation?
Oh, it's the levels of malnutrition in the country. The malnutrition in Uganda is just unacceptable. 29% of children under 2 years are stunted. That means that for every 3 children that you see that are less than 2 years, 1 of them is stunted. And the stunting we're talking about is not just in terms of physical, but mental retardation as well. The physical retardation and stunting is reversible, but the mental retardation is not. So that is very, very serious. In addition to the children, the women of reproductive age are also very vulnerable because they're the ones that carry the children. So from the time of conception, if this lady is not well nourished, it means the child from conception will begin to retard. So now the scientific community and the Ugandan government is really looking at the first 1,000 days from the time of conception of this child until they are 2 years, so that we can try to reverse this malnutrition.
Well, for a parent out there who has the child in those first 1,000 days, either she's expecting or maybe she has a toddler. And or even you had mentioned earlier, we did talk about the fact that if you have an elderly person over the ages of 60 or someone who's terminally ill, can they be able to afford all these good meals?
Yes, please. So we focus on developing products that are nutrient dense to meet the requirements of people that are most vulnerable, the nutritionally vulnerable. So like you mentioned, the children, the women of reproductive age, but also the elderly, the sick, anybody that has high requirements are targeted by these foods. So that is our focus. And you mentioned affordability. Yes, that is very important. So one of our focus is to develop products that are affordable. How do we do that? By using locally available raw materials that are grown and processed in Uganda so that they will be affordable. But we also have some other strategies.
Like?
For instance, if you have people with low income, expenditures is a problem. Cash flow, money to spend. So we develop the products and pack them in sizes that people can afford. For instance,
so what is that?
This is a nutrient-enhanced porridge. It was developed specifically for mothers and children, but anybody else can take it. But we formulated it to contribute significantly to the nutritional requirements of mothers and children. So
is this a cup? Can
this
that
is
make
a cup.
250 mils, 300? How many would this
Between there, depending on what thickness you want it. Some people like their porridge really thick, others like it thin, but that should make a cup of porridge. But also, so it is 50 grams, enough for a meal at 500 shillings retail price.
Only?
Only, clearly. So affordability is really, really important. And affordability doesn't mean cheap. In fact,
what does affordability mean?
In the people in the low income brackets don't want cheap, poor quality products. Cheap has that connotation of poor quality, the least possible you can put in to get a product. Affordable means high quality, but within the person's affordability, within their income bracket. So this is really one of our flagship products, because while there is a whole range of products that have been developed, in collaboration with Makerere University, Department of Technology and Nutrition, and NUTREAL. This particular one was really targeting the low-income people.
This is from fish?
No.
This is from?
This is from amaranth. This has 5 ingredients. We have amaranth grain, dodo grain. We have beans in there. We have a bit of soybeans. We have a bit of maize and millet. And these are all crops that are grown in our country. But then we take them through a process to enhance their nutritional quality, but also package them in a way that is safe and protected, because we don't want contamination going in there, but also convenient. This product is fully cooked. So all that a mother or caretaker has to do is to open it, empty it into a cup or bowl, and add hot water, and mix for 30 seconds, and the meal is ready. So the convenience is also quite important for us.
So I can carry this in my handbag as I get to work and mix a cup of maybe some porridge and have that.
You definitely can. Okay. You can take it to work. You can take it on travel. It is very convenient for people in school who don't have access to cooking facilities, but they can access water anywhere that you can access hot water. Now the fish products. So this is an example of what we are going to do with the fish.
So we could have fish porridge.
I'm not so sure about the fish porridge. But
or some soup.
Yeah, so we're going to do a baby food. Okay. That is a baby food that is the same concept. That is just has to be mixed with hot water, but with fish. So then, but also we will do other products, you know, like sauce. Yeah, you mentioned soup, sauce. That just have to be mixed with hot water.
And it's okay. Yes. You're ready to have your meal.
Oh, yes.
Now, this all sounds good. Sounds like someone can have this and waiting for it. But what about the sustainability of this in the long run?
Yes. Yeah. Sustainability is very important, and at this point I have to bring in the NutriFish project, which is about harnessing the dietary nutrients of underutilized fish and fish processing byproducts, like the byproducts of processing Nile perch, to create products that will address malnutrition.
What would be those byproducts from processing the Nile perch, one who doesn't know them?
Oh yeah, so when the Nile perch is filleted, the skin goes off, they take out the muscle, and then you remain with a skeleton, with the bones and the head. So that constitutes over 50% of the fish, and it is a byproduct. So we're going to take those byproducts together with small underutilized fish, like mukene, but there's also another one called lagogi, and incorporate them into these products.
Okay. Yeah. Now, as we wrap this up, one thing that comes to mind is that are there any other projects besides the fish bit of it, NutriFish, this at this point in time, which, by the way, there's some cookies and bagia already.
Yes.
Yes, but yes. What other projects are you working on?
The other, before fish, you know, our flagship crop that we've been working with is grain amaranth, which is dodo seeds. Most people know dodo that we eat as a vegetable. There are varieties that produce super nutritious seeds. So we have a lot of products in terms of snacks. So this is an example of the cookies that are enriched with amaranth. But we also do a whole range of porridge flours that have amaranth. Some of them have to be cooked for a short time. Others are instant. In fact, this as well has amaranth. So anything that is nutritious, you know, that is what we go for. The beans are in here. Beans are really quite nutritious.
Yes. Are they on the market?
Yes, they are. Yeah, the products are on the market. NuTrue products can be found at Makerere University. There is a small shop called the Food Parlor. They are in there. But they can also be found in most of the major supermarkets in Kampala City. And some of them are also in Entebbe.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, now if you are looking for something for the weekend, a snack, who knows, you could be able to get yourself some amaranth cookies or bagia and maybe get yourself a cup of porridge later on this evening. Well, I have been joined by Dr. Dorothy Nakimbugwe from Makerere University, taking a look at innovative steps when it comes to nutrition.